Yes, I found some of the secrets to life. But don't tell nobody. Yo, you know what this is? You know what these are? Books. Yes, these are books. They're not just any books. These are powerful books. These books have been known to cause paradigm shifts. It's like mindset shift. It means you like, my top five books for mindset shift. I'm gonna give you those in just a moment, but why are books so important? Why is it important to read? R-E-A-D, read. I mean, you read all day, right? You're reading the news feed. You're reading Facebook, IG, all those news feeds. But that's not really reading. You're reading little bits and pieces of all random thoughts and people's instant glorifications, all of that stuff. But there's no depth most of the time. And it's not really going to that place where you need to be. You know, it's not taking you there down that journey. It's just giving you a little bit, and sometimes it's just like some surface, falsified information stuff. But when you dive into one of these, hundreds and hundreds of pages, sometimes thousands of pages of one person's thoughts, their mind, somebody going deep. Like, it takes, the level it takes for somebody to write a book, they are going in. Hundreds of pages of cohesiveness, usually. Sometimes it's random. My first book might be like, but anyways, that is why you need to read these books, because somebody takes the time to put all of their knowledge they've learned in their life in here. And you get to soak that up in a couple of days, couple of hours, some of you in speed readers, you know what I'm saying? But for one person to put everything in here and you get to soak that up, that's why it's important. So if you want to really take it to the next level, if you want to fast track it, that's the closest thing to a shortcut you're gonna get. But there are no shortcuts. You can't just like flip through and read the cliff notes. No, you gotta read and you gotta comprehend, you gotta soak it in. That means reading the cover to cover, reading the introduction, reading the back, reading the table of contents, reading the forward, reading the acknowledgments. Like, you really gotta get into that person's like mindset and soak it all in, take notes, highlights, you know, teach somebody what you know. They said if invest, learn, teach, ILT. So invest in the book, learn it, and teach it right away. That's the best way to memorize something, to learn something new, is you gotta teach it back right away. So anyways, my top 5 books, this is me learning something, because I'm teaching this back right away as well. My top 5 books, here we go. Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Number 1, the reason why this book, it may not be number 1, there's no 1 through 5 on these, and these aren't like the only 5 books that'll help you have a mindset shift, but in the realm of like personal development, these are staples. The reason this book is important is it teaches some very fundamental principles, such as begin with the end in mind. Beginning with the end in mind. What do you want to be remembered for? You know, if your last day, people at your funeral, you wake, what are they going to be saying about you? What's your legacy? If you think about that right now, you're not going to be wasting your time, because you don't know if you are going to live to the next day. So start thinking about right now. What do you want to be remembered for? What mark have you left on this planet? Have you done anything profound or anything of value? Have you created anything, a project, a piece of work, an artwork, an album, whatever it may be? What have you done? So real quickly, I'm gonna jump into a couple of the notes I have here. Think win-win. Any relationship you're in, a lot of times we go in thinking about what's in it for me, and we talk to people with the intent of getting something out of it without thinking about what am I providing to this person of value? Why should they help me? Why would they want to partner with me? Why would they want to work with me? Any partnership, any relationship, you have to think win-win. What is the other person going to get? Why is it worth it to them? Because if they're not winning, then they're not going to go into it with the same level of enthusiasm, same level of value that you have, and vice versa. If you get into any relationship, any partnership, and you're not winning, or you feel like you're not receiving the same value, you're not going to put your all into it. At some point you're going to feel, you're going to stop working as hard. You're like, man, this person ain't really paying me. I'm doing them a favor, so I'm not really going to give them, my best service, my best product. I'm just going to kind of show up and whatever and be on my phone while I'm training them or whatever. No, it has to be a win-win. So any relationship, that really helped me, because when you start to develop your own business and you start as an entrepreneur especially, you're constantly building relationships, building partnerships, and you can't just walk in the door like, yo, give me this, give me that. I've had people come at me like, yo, I want to do this, I want to do that. I should be a part of this for you, and this and that. They coming in the door telling me everything they want, but at no point were they explaining how this is going to benefit me. So why should I help you again? Okay, because I'm a giving person, I like to help people, but I got a line of people that I want to help, that I'm trying to help, that I am helping. So you have to be providing something of value. Otherwise, you're wasting my time, plain and simple. But anyways, that is the truth. You have to go in every relationship with the win-win, with that win-win mentality. Yo, can you help me with this video? But at the same time, I'm gonna help you with that email list, because I know you've been looking at it. In fact, I've already compiled this information for you, and you can use this right now. Boom. You just saved that person an hour of time, so they're gonna donate an hour to you. That same hour that they would have been doing that, now they got an hour freed up to help you. So think about that. Any relationship you're in, win-win, all right? So Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Start with this book. You're gonna learn some really, really key things for relationship building, for nurturing your relationships, and man, there's so much in here. Begin with the end in mind. Be proactive. Take action. Creating your own personal vision and mission. What is your mission statement? What is your vision statement? Do you have your own personal mission statement? No, maybe not, right? So think about that. Seek first to understand, then be understood. Seek first to be, he says, seek first to understand, then be understood. Boom. So why is that important? Seek first to understand, then be understood. Most of the time, communication is forgotten, or people forget that communication is 2 ways. There's sending and receiving. That is communication. It's not just sending. A lot of people go into a conversation waiting for their turn to talk. You're speaking to them, and then just You know, like they playing double dutch, like they just waiting for their chance to jump in, right? Like, okay, and then blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like, wait, you didn't even listen to what I was just saying. You didn't even comprehend. You're not responding. You're just reacting. You're just being defensive. So seek first to understand, then be understood. All right, number two, and I'm not going in any order. It's just randomly, I'm just grabbing these books. The War of Arts. The War of Arts, yo. Stephen Pressfield, The War of Art. What is his art? This author writing this book, right? So I love that he goes in and talks about the vices in this book, like the things that hold us back from creating all of them. I'm just going off the top of my head. I haven't read this in well over a year, but they stick with me. You know, visually, he talks about smoking, like drinking, like masturbation even. What are the other things he speaks about? Self-doubt a lot, you know, fear, all of these things that hold us back. What is the word he uses all the time? He uses resistance. He calls it the resistance. You know, you wake up and you want to, say, for example, you want to write a book, right? That's a project. Like I said, that's a really in-depth project. So you got to be spending at least 30 minutes to an hour each day writing a couple pages each day, and to really start to build that momentum and put together your body of work. But a lot of times, even that 1 hour each day, we go into it and it's like we find distractions. We like, all right, hold on, let me do it after I go. Let me go watch this TV program real quick, and then I'll do the work, or let me just go smoke something real quick. I need to get that inspiration. Then I'll do the work. Let me go, whatever it may be that's taking you away from your art, your creativity, your creation, you creating that album, you putting together that mixtape, you, whatever it is, starting your own YouTube channel. That might be it for you. You might be the next YouTube celebrity, Justin Bieber turned pop star, who knows? A lot of these YouTubers, man, they started with zero audience, just like everyone started with 0 subscribers. Nobody starts with, I don't know if maybe you can buy a package now of a YouTube channel with 10,000 subscribers. That's a good idea. Damn. That's a very valuable idea. Anyways, we're all pros already. A lot of us are pros in one area, our jobs. We get a paycheck, we work for money, we are professionals. Now, are there principles we can take from what we're already successful doing in our workday life and apply to our artistic passions? What exactly are the qualities that define us as professionals? We show up every day, boom. We show up no matter what, boom. We stay on the job all day, boom. Are you doing that with your dream? Are you showing up every day to work on your dream? Are you showing up no matter what to work on your dream? Do you stay on the job all day to work on your dream? Oh, here we go. Number 4. We are committed over the long haul. The stakes for us are high and real. We do not over-identify with our jobs. We master the technique of our jobs. We have a sense of humor about our jobs. We receive praise or blame in the real world. Now consider the amateur, the inspiring painter, the wannabe playwright. How does he pursue his calling? 1, he does not show up every day. 2, he doesn't show up no matter what. 3, he doesn't stay on this job all day. He's not committed over the long haul. The stakes for him are illusory or fake. He does not get money. He over-identifies with his art. He does not have a sense of humor about his failure. You don't hear him bitching, this fucking trilogy is killing me. Instead, he doesn't write his trilogy at all. Yo, Resistance is the most toxic force on the planet. It is the root of more unhappiness than poverty, disease, erectile dysfunction. To yield to resistance deforms our spirit. Man. Resistance, y'all. Don't let it win. Don't let it stop you. All right. We gotta get through here. So, the War of Art. The next book on our list, Mastery. And my book is beat up because I let somebody borrow it, and that's how they returned it to me. Mastery, Robert Greene. So in this book, he compiled the stories of many of the great masters throughout time, throughout history. Da Vinci, how he used to go out in nature and just study the shapes, and the way he looked at the leaves and the trees and everything, and his eye for detail. This is one I gotta read right now. I gotta reread this one, because right now I'm definitely at a point where I've gotten to another level, and now I need some new mentors. So you gotta determine your mentor depending on what stage you're at. You know, this is a great book for those who need assistance. We all need help. We all need a mentor. Every coach needs a coach. And it just talks about how all the masters, they had mentors. You know, they were apprentices at once. They didn't start off being masters, 10,000 hour rule. This talks about 10,000 hours. It takes 10,000 hours to master one skill. If you haven't put in your 10,000 hours, keep chipping away. Keep chipping away. You got time. You gotta put in your time. 10,000 kicks, 10,000 light bulbs. 10,000 is the magic number, right? 10,000 hours, yo. Every day. If you put in only an hour a day, that's 10,000 days. If you put in 8 hours a day, what is that, 8 years? I don't know, 5 years? Do the math, somebody. 10,000 hours to master. That's the main thing in that book that you're gonna learn. It takes 10,000 hours to master your skill, your art, your craft. Put in your time, do the work, show up every day. Even on the days you don't feel like doing it, show up. Right now, probably didn't feel like doing this video. I should be sleeping right now, but it was like, I'm gonna put it off, and it's never gonna happen if I don't do it now, because I've been saying I'm gonna do this for well over a year already. The next book. No, it's not Dominoes. Oh, I love this book. This book is special. The one thing. It starts off with this Russian proverb. If you chase two rabbits, you won't catch either one. That's why there's one dot, just one there, right? Just one focus, singular focus. It talks about being productive, efficient, and successful. And the way you do that is you focus on one thing at a time. Multitasking is a myth. If you're a good multitasker, that means you're a poor singular tasker. That means you don't do any one job very well. You do a lot of jobs, okay, but you don't do one thing excellent. So multitasking is not a skill that I look for. Multitasking is not a skill that I praise. I don't believe multitasking. This book really highlighted that for me and really helped me to understand why I wasn't really accomplishing any one thing really well. I was doing a lot of things okay, maybe even good, but I wasn't a master at any one thing. You have to have focus on your one thing at a time. Focus on one goal. If you're gonna sit down and write a blog, sit down and write the blog. Turn the TV off. get in a room where nobody else is there that's gonna distract you and be talking to you while you're writing that blog. If you're gonna sit there and write while you're, I don't know, what else could you be doing? It's not gonna happen. Oh, while you're checking the email and you're trying to switch back and forth. Every time you switch from one task to another, you have to go backwards and you have to reset and like refresh your mind and go back to where you started. And it's very inefficient. It's a very poor way to work and accomplish anything. Focus on one task, shut off the world, put your phone on airplane mode. When you gotta focus in and think about that one thing, just do that one thing. Another thing it talks about, going big. Yeah, go big. You know, if you're gonna have a goal, don't make a little mini goal or a goal that's like, oh, I think I can do that, so I'll downsize my goal. No, go for the top. Go for like, I wanna be that next American Ninja Warrior. Why do you just wanna be like, I just wanna, be able to do 3 push-ups. Do 10,000 push-ups. Why just downsize it? Because everybody else is like, that's gonna be hard. There's no way anybody can do that. Oh, those people, they're born with these special gifts and powers. No, they're not. I was almost 300 pounds 5 years ago. I was chronically sick. I was depressed. I looked 10 years older than I look now. I felt like I was 60 years old. And then within a matter of 2 years, I was in the best shape of my life, competing on American Ninja Warrior and doing other crazy things. Focus, that's what it took. It took me focusing on that one goal. I will compete on American Ninja Warrior. And from then, I worked backwards. I said, what will it take for me to get there? Each day, I honed in on what I needed to do, what training I needed to do to get there, what I needed to eat. I was eating like a ninja, I was sleeping like a ninja, I was meditating like a ninja, I was moving like a ninja, thinking like a ninja. Everything was ninja. My whole mindset was ninja for years, and it's still stuck in that mode somehow. The one thing, focus on your one thing. Find your one thing first and then focus on it, and you will do great things. You will be successful. It is inevitable. If you can focus on one task at a time, you will be a master. You will create beautiful works of art. I guarantee it. Last book, last but not least, on my list, this is just my list of the top 5 books for mindset shift right now. I mean, there's not only 5, but these are like staples in terms of like personal development and having a personal mission and success. What America defines as success. The last one, Napoleon Hill. Think and grow rich. You too can be rich if you can think you're rich. Set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. Set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. Okay, if you can set your mind on one goal, on a definite goal, on one thing, put your 10,000 hours in, avoid all resistance, and begin with the end in mind, you will inevitably become rich. Set your mind on a definite goal. So what is your goal? What is your goal? Is it to make $1 million, 10 million, 20 million? I love the story of Jim Carey. He said he wrote himself a check for $1 million or 10 million, or no, yeah, $1 million back in whatever year before he was on In Living Color, before The Mask and Dumb and Dumber and all of those things. And then I guess he said 5 years later, after he kept that check in his wallet, so he wrote himself a check, kept it in his wallet, looked at it every day, opened up his wallet, saw that $1 million. 5 years later, he made Dumb and Dumber and cashed a check for $10 million on that movie. So he wrote a check for $1 million, looked at it every day, set his mind on that definite goal, like it's gonna happen. And he went from sleeping in the car to $10 million on a Dumb and Dumber movie. Who's the real dummy? All right, so this book is all about visualization and connecting with the sixth sense. Gets a little out there, about talking to ancestors and people of the past, ghosts. Money is floating, it's out there. And the knowledge on how to acquire it is out there. It's floating around in the universe. Somebody out there is pouring it out there. I'm putting it out there right now. Are you gonna capture it? Are you listening? Are you focused on it? Do you want it? If you really want it, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. Just don't aim low. Don't aim for 10,000 when you really want 10 mil. Put the number out there that you really want. That's what you're gonna acquire. Random openness, okay. Let's see. The majority of people who fail to accumulate money sufficient for their needs are generally easily influenced by the opinions of others. Yo, that's so true. Oh my God. They permit the newspapers and the gossiping neighbors to do their thinking for them. Opinions are the cheapest commodities on earth. Everyone has a flock of opinions ready to be wished upon anyone who will accept them. Damn. Wow. Okay. Opinions are the cheapest commodities on earth. Everyone has a flock of opinions ready to be wished upon anyone who will accept them. If you're influenced by opinions of others when you reach decisions, you will not succeed in undertaking, much less in that of transmuting your own desire into money. Money. Transmuting your own desire. What is your desire? Oh, and then he goes on and sexual transmutation and how to channel your sexual energy and turn that into money. I'm not talking about porn, but there is a certain energy, if we can channel it. It's a certain energy that can be used for us to acquire what we desire. Think about it. Are you able to channel that energy, or are you just out there looking for instant gratification? IG people, that's instant gratification, instant glorification. Focus. Breathe. Be patient. Do it with love, do it your own way, and do it daily. Those three things you can do those 3 things, you will be successful. And if you really want to have a mindset shift, start with these. These books are like staples, you know. There's many more. There's newer books. These are some of these are newer. Some of these are like, this one was written a very long time ago where he researched like all of the millionaire and billionaires at the time, Napoleon Hill, and he compiled like some rules and principles that they all followed and put them in together in one book for you. So you get everything that every like millionaire, billionaire like knew and followed. You get that all right here. And this ain't gonna cost you $1 million. This book is worth a lot more than what it's gonna cost you. Maybe you'll find it in a secondhand shop. Hey. Boom. 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 So start with those. Start with those 5 books. Start with those 5 books. Start with one, like the one thing says. Start with just one. You read that first one, order the next one, or order them all 5 at the same time. But read them one at a time. Read them one at a time. Absorb the knowledge, take notes, write it down, talk about it, teach somebody else, and I guarantee you, you will start to feel more confident. You'll feel like clearer in your vision and your personal mission. You gotta have a personal mission. That's why I say start with 7 habits of the highly effective, because you gotta start with that mission and that vision, and then from there, you put it all together and you focus on it, you master it, and you avoid the resistance, and then you think and grow rich, y'all. Follow the path, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. So yes, finally, happy to say that I finally got this video done. I had this request. This request was made maybe a year ago. Somebody asked me to do this. And finally, here is your video. Actually, a few people asked me about books, and I finally got around to it. And I gotta do that phone book challenge, right? Phone book challenge, y'all. Hello.